here from Arcaneandstellar. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning. If you're new, nice to meet you. Hopefully you stick around by subscribing. But we're going to be doing a pick a card reading on the unexpected. So what kind of unexpected thing is just over the horizon? One of my favorite readers is Brigida on YouTube, and she does this topic quite a lot, and like literally when it pops up on my feed, I'm clicking on it. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you feel drawn to it, this message is meant to find you. So the first thing we want to do, for some of you already know the drill, you probably already picked your pile, but for those of you that are kind of tuning in maybe for the first time, or maybe you just need some extra help, I encourage you to kind of close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. And just like let yourself relax a little bit. And then ask yourself, what's the unexpected? Which message is for me? And take as long as you need. You can pause. But when you open your eyes, see where your eyes are feeling drawn to. Which stone maybe is it going towards? And then you can try to listen to that message. You know, pick-a cards are all about tuning into our own intuition to find our message. So it's a really good exercise for, helping your own intuition evolve. So, if you're finding that it resonates, good. That means you know how to pick a pile. You know how to pick. It's sort of like when people do those, items in a box and you have to guess what's in it. It's like it's the same thing with a pick a card. I have a message here. It's just not an item. It's a message. So you're just tuning into that with your intuition. So anyway, if you do find that like it doesn't resonate, of course, you can always try to retry or, maybe come back at a later time as well. But I wish you all the very, very best. I'm looking forward to doing this reading for you today, and hopefully this finds you blessed. So let's start. Hey guys, so if you chose group number 1 here with this amethyst, this is your reading. I once had someone try to argue with me that this is not amethyst. It is. It is purple. You can't really tell though in the camera. But yeah, let's see. What is your message? What is the unexpected coming into your life? So we have quieting the mind, number 32. We have letter, number 5. We also have dragon, power, number 11. And we have the world in the reverse. This is not the tarot world, by the way. This is a little bit different. Oh, we'll keep that over there because we're going to be pulling some tarot cards. So we have these oracle cards sort of highlighting some energy here. I do feel like for many of you, one of the unexpected things is some sort of communication coming in with the letter. There's some sort of document or communication coming in for you. We also have a lot of cards about withdrawal or rest. I feel like, honestly, I think one of the unexpected thing is for many of you, you might hear from somebody that you haven't heard from in quite some time, okay? I feel like you might have some sort of reconnection in your life, reconnecting to somebody. The reason why is just, it feels like there's this restful period, and sort of like the world in the upright, shows, the world being right there for the person to grasp. But when it's in the reverse, it feels like maybe there's a blockage or something like that. So I'm thinking that for a lot of you, one of the unexpected things coming your way is going to be something about a communication. I feel like for a lot of you, of course, this could be somebody that you are, maybe been out of contact with or taking a break from. With the world in reverse, it talks about being severely limiting in your view of things. You're thinking too narrowly, either in your options for action or in what you feel you deserve. You may be feeling boxed in by old ways of doing things, not quite sure of how to expand. This card calls for you to think creatively and outside of the box that you find yourself in now. In addition, you may have emotionally painted yourself into a corner, surrounded on all sides by energy such as fear, short-sightedness, limited thinking, or self-doubt. But you still have the option to let all of that go, and this card is telling you not to wait a minute longer to do so. It's time to break out and see the unlimited horizons around you. Know that the world is waiting for you to take center stage. So that's really interesting as well, because we sort of got this like maybe attitude that's been developed where it's feeling like maybe you're limited in some way. So I'm wondering if some of you have kind of like slept a little bit on your power. Some of you may have been taking a power nap as well in your life. Maybe you needed that rest or that break in some way. But I feel like things are going to pick up, and there's some sort of communication coming in here that's going to amp things up. Let's see here. What is going on? We're going to pull some cards here. So what's about this communication for group number 1? Oops. Whoa. Okay, again we get the Four of Swords. That's so weird. Okay, yeah, so we got the Four of Swords talking about, and there's that reversal here coming up. It came over in the reverse, but look at the Four of Swords, a period of rest. Some of you might find that someone particular in your life, if you have had a stressful situation in your life, like maybe a person or a communication, you might find that it ceases to exist in some way, or it kind of calms down. So we could see peace coming to like certain communications as well, if that's really something that's been plaguing you. Oops. But I really feel like for the most part, it's a restart, a resurgence of energy. For those of you that have been feeling a little bit listless in life, a little bit uncertain, maybe again feeling like there's a withdrawal energy inside of you, or somehow that things just aren't coming to fruition for you, I want to say that there's like some sort of new inspiration coming your way. That if you've been feeling melancholy, I really feel like that's not going to last. If you felt also like somehow you're not being seen, again, there's some sort of communication coming in here that shows that you're somehow recognized as well. That maybe something isn't dead or something isn't gone forever from your life. I really picked that up strongly. That somehow there's some sort of reconnection happening. Maybe it's to a goal or a dream or a person. With the dragon, it talks about that within you dwells the remarkable power to manifest your dreams, to gain great riches and activate ancient wisdom. Take back your power and express your strength with grace. Wow. So again, we sort of have this inspirational energy that's going to be coming up for you. So this could be like in regards to like a new creative project. I was going to say power, but again, creative power might be more stronger in the near future. Some of you might be having a specific transit that really highlights this. But yeah, this feels like where things have been quiet in your life, I feel like your mindset's going to change. Even if you feel like it's really out of your control. Like, for some reason, like, I think of like a few of my friends and stuff like that have been having issues like algorithms. It's hard to break through the algorithms to get noticed, as an example, if you're on social media, and it's almost like that vibe of like, I'm not being seen. And somehow I also get the advice here of like taking a peaceful moment, like try not to worry so much about something because it's going to come through. It's like having faith that your efforts will be rewarded in some way. I know that's really hard to do when you really want some sort of outcome, but detaching from that might be good. But as well, it's like if you've been feeling like something's dull in your life, I feel like that energy of like dull or oppressed, it's either one. So wherever you're feeling like you're oppressed, like maybe it's like you can't get past the obstacles, or if you've been feeling kind of dull and uninspired, these are the areas where things will be picking up. Okay, so the unexpected. We have financial pinch. Wow. Okay, this is interesting. So we have the lobster talking about a financial pinch. So, wow. So again, some of you this might be something financial. Maybe you're feeling financially uninspired. You can't really figure out how to break through. Maybe you're feeling a bit limited at the moment, right? And then we have the tiger doing something risky or taking a chance. So, somehow there's some sort of proposition, I think, coming toward you that might feel kind of risky in some way. And it's like, I feel like, as well, if you've already been kind of doing something risky and taking a chance on something and just like seeing where it goes, again, this actually can have great rewards because we have your highly thought of. So again, I see like some sort of attention coming to you. actually. And I want to say it's through this letter. Like, so maybe some of you are getting an offer of some kind or a proposition in the future. And it may be based off of some kind of risky endeavor that you've done. We have Dark Man. Problems to be resolved. Oh, and we got Younger Woman. Interesting. So we have people cards coming in here. A Dark Man and a Younger Woman. And what does the Dark Man represent? We have Tradition, Juno. It's like the Hierophant. So this could be representing a boss or something like that. Or a leader of some kind. We have Movement with Rhiannon. Let's see. The Prince of Staves. And the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, so there's that woman that's younger that could provide some sort of a way forward here, actually. Look for helpers. There are people. There's some sort of communication you guys are going to be receiving, okay, from other people around you. Again, for some of you with the Rhiannon, the Ten of Pentacles, the Prince of Staves, this could be a new client coming in or a new business opportunity, a new financial opportunity, or something of that nature. Something that kind of helps you move forward. And then as well, though, this Dark Man, with this feels like could be someone older or has a lot of wisdom or experience. We could see benefits from maybe a teacher as an example, or getting trained as well. So look out for that. Yeah, look out for that. This also, of course, could represent maybe a father figure of some kind as well. But I do see somebody who wants to help or do something towards you, maybe a collaborative energy. The person could have darker features, right? Darker hair, darker skin. It doesn't have to be, but look out for this Darker Man as somebody that could be worked with. We have Tradition as well, so this could be something tied toward knowledge in some way, is what I feel. Okay, so that's interesting, especially the Three of Pentacles. So there could be some sort of training, or again, some sort of collaborative energy as well. And the Younger Woman, there's something really, this woman could have like a younger energy as an example. It looks like this Younger Woman thinks highly of you, and there could be some sort of opportunity through a Younger Woman for a lot of you. For some of you, this could be like moving. Maybe you'll get a roommate or something like that. Or be able to kind of do something you've been wanting to do, like if you wanted to move. For others of you, this might do it with career or something like that as well. Take opportunities. If you do have the option to go on a trip with a Younger Woman, I would definitely take that opportunity in the future. Remember, these are all future energies, so some of it may not resonate right now, but it may unfold as time progresses. But I want to say, taking chances is in your favor. Especially if you've already kind of, it's like taking chances and kind of letting go of any sort of negative energy that holds you back is going to be really beneficial to you. In terms of feeling limitations, like do the actions and know that the results will come is one thing I'm really feeling like telling you. So I'm going to tell you that because that's what I feel like telling you. But yeah, don't be afraid of quietness. Use quietness as well. You know, for me, this is something that's really helped me. Sometimes when things would get, I'm a very active type of person, so I always like to be active. I'm constantly moving, doing something. I always want to do something. And so when things get quiet, sometimes I'll be like, well, what's going on? You know? What's going on? I need something to do. And then I think of like the fact that like I have all these ideas, and when I have the quiet time, I can actually use it to produce new ideas. So sometimes actually when life gives us that time where things are quiet or stagnant or not really moving, this is a great time to go within and really figure ourselves out and looking at it as a blessing as well. So even in like love or any kind of situation, it really can be with career, love, anything. If there's a quiet period, you get that time to kind of withdraw, go within, and figure out what you really want to manifest going forward or what you really want to create. I think a lot of you might find, and that for some of you that might be it. Maybe if you're on vacation in the near future, like or a holiday or something like that, you might find that you're very inspired and you come back full of vigor and like life and very like, you know, feeling like really like driven as well. So yeah, especially like I said, if there's a younger woman that kind of wants to go somewhere with you, take that little trip or take that little risk, okay? But yeah, because it might be really inspiring in some way. But that's really what I'm seeing. Like for the main part, I do see some sort of communication coming in though with the letter. I do feel like some sort of communication is going to come in where there hasn't been much. And hopefully this resonates with you guys and it comes true, and because I think it's a really nice energy in terms of like the forward trajectory. I think it's going to lead you to good places, all these changes and these unexpected things. So hopefully this was helpful and useful. If you liked the reading, please let me know in the comments below. Commenting is a blessing for all YouTubers. It helps us get into the YouTube algorithm. It helps us be seen more. It shows activity. So, you know, anytime you can leave a comment on any YouTuber's channel, it's really helpful. You know, whether it's mine or other people's as well. So, anyway, I'd love to hear from you below. But I wish you the very, very best. If you want a personal reading with me, whether it's astrology or tarot, that's all on my Etsy store currently as I post this video. And if you want to say thank you, you can do a super thanks up at the top. Or you could do a PayPal or Venmo donation, or I have wish list, so you can always get something on my wish list if you really want to thank me as well. But those are the ways to contribute if you want to. And take care, guys, and I'll see you in the next reading. Hello, my friends. So if you chose group number 2 here with this quartz and aventurine, this is your reading. So let us find out what unexpected thing is coming towards you, what's kind of going to happen in the future, what's unexpected. So we have a powerful move, number 15. What a beautiful card. I don't know. It's so weird. I just love, like, I never was a fan of purple before my sister died. I feel like I was always kind of like, purple. But for some reason, this color, I go through phases with colors too, though. Butterfly Spirit, number 8. We also have Bellows, number 11. And we have Action in the reverse, number 17. So the numbers may or may not mean something to you. We're going to be pulling some tarot cards, of course, as well from the Goddess Tarot. But let's look at this first. So the unexpected. Well, first of all, I want to talk about Action in the reverse. So this card, Action, in this particular deck, it's the Energy Oracle deck. So this one talks about how sometimes our actions can feel thwarted in some way. But oftentimes it can talk about we're missing the determination or the follow through. Perhaps you've been engaged in more wishful thinking than in consistent effort. Or perhaps you need to make some adjustments in what you're paying attention to. Create a structured plan and make sure that you take daily action, and this will move you more towards your goals. So this feels like action's impeded in some way, whether it's from yourself or from the outside world. This can be like where we feel like things are bombarding us, where we feel like, I've had that a lot this year so far, where it just feels like it's one thing after another. It's always something in my life, it seems like, that kind of impedes me from kind of taking action at times. But at the same time, with the right time management, with the right focus as well, we're able to kind of turn things around. So one of the unexpected things might be that somehow your actions could better align with your goals and getting them accomplished, okay? So to turn this around, we might need to redirect our action and really maybe work in our ideal energy, as an example, kind of like, sometimes that's the thing for me. I notice that in the afternoon, my energy wanes. I have most of my energy in the morning time. So it's like morning is the best time for me to get something done, because as the day moves on, I just start to kind of lose steam. I think that's probably normal for most, especially adults, you know, like older people. But yeah, so it feels like if you feel like your actions have been hindered, of course, this might mean that there's some sort of breakthrough here, because we have a powerful move and a transformation coming. So we have a power move. I feel like a lot of you have a really huge effing power move that you're about to make, or that you could make, and maybe you're not seeing it. it feels like for some reason you guys have this really strong piece in your hands that you're not moving in your life. And then we have bellows. Bellows in this deck, well, you know, bellows are what reignite the fire, or they start it. So this is about like energy in terms of like maybe creativity, inspiration. It's like the fire. It's like you're fanning the fire, fanning the flames in some way. So this card actually can talk about reigniting an old situation. So this could be like the renewal of like an old creative habit or idea or goal, or something that maybe you thought, it might be like if you've been working on something, it's like you suddenly feel more inspired to do it. Because that's a big thing. You know, we got to feel inspired. And sometimes if we're feeling like our actions are impeded, we can quickly grow bored or we can grow uninspired. And we're like, okay, well, I'm not really seeing results, you know. But I could see how a lot of you that are watching have this like power move that you can make. You're just not making it, I feel. Okay? So the bellows, it says here, the positives of this card are something that has died will reignite. To put new life into an old situation, time to breathe. The negatives of it might mean that we need to make the best of a bad situation, or effort is required, otherwise the flame will die. And exactly. It's like, I feel like some of you are like in for such a transformation, but it's just about like redirecting your actions a little bit, is what I feel. It's like, and that's kind of what's unexpected. It's almost kind of like what you're not seeing. It feels like there's something that you might think is hopeless, but it really isn't, is what I feel. Let me look at this card, a powerful move. Yeah, the time for rest is over. Changes in the air. This is a powerful time when deliberate action is needed. Action. Every effing card here talks about action. So it's like your spirit guides, I think, are like just screaming at you to take action. Like to do it. Okay. It says here, it's about moving your intentions out of the realm of thought and into the material from your ideas. And again, that card talked about like sometimes we daydream or we think we'll do this and we'll do that and da 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 da, and it sits in our head. I have plenty of those things myself. In fact, this is probably my reading as well. I don't watch my own readings really, but you know, if I had one, this probably is it, because I have a lot of this type of energy myself where it's like I'll think about things, I'll wish for them, but then sometimes, you know, it's about that I got to take the actual action. But yeah, you are a mighty co-creator. So step into that power and set your intentions to see them manifest in the world. Real positive change is possible when you make choices from an authentic sense of self and take a conscious step towards your dream. Let curiosity be the focus now and display a willingness to discover new things instead of confirming your past expectations. Exactly. And that's one thing too, if you felt like you are kind of basing your future moves off of your past expectations, sort of like, well, I got this in the past, so I expect this result. Change your expectations a little bit too. Okay? Okay, so the unexpected. But I do see a beautiful transformation coming through. Please don't allow, if you have been working hard at something and really trying, I feel like you could see results, okay? So for some of you, it's not a call out if you've really been working hard. This also could be about redirecting your actions to a more positive way. Look at that. We have archway. New opportunities, possibilities, and paths are opening up. Wow. Yep. So we have new things on the way in your life. Wow. Look at this too. Bull. Do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. So this is like not backing down. We don't care who, what obstacle, who throws an obstacle, what the obstacle is. We keep going, okay, with this group. You got to keep going. Just got to keep on keeping on. Okay, we have the moon changes in your life as well. And then let's see here. I'm going to take 2 more. Whoops. March and marriage. Interesting. Okay. Let's talk about this. So we have got 2 cards right here that talk about new opportunities, new business opportunities as an example too. So this might be in work in some way or regards to what you're doing, maybe your pathway through life, or maybe this is just going to be some sort of new beginning that's coming for you. We also have And somehow I feel like whatever you've been working on, there's new windows kind of coming out of that. Or somehow it's leading you to the next place. Something that you've maybe been working on or doing. We're definitely told in this reading not to give up. Okay, and pay attention to your finances as well. So this might be about watching where you're investing your money. As an example, let me ask why that is. Why is this unexpected, the finances? Okay. Okay. Interesting. Sorry, I'm having a hard time picking that up. We have the Prince of Swords, the Three of Cups, the Three of Swords, and the Princess of Cups here. So pay attention to your finances. Well, number one, if you do find that your spending habits somehow keep you from your growth or your goals, that might be something to think about. So this might be about making wise investments in your future. As an example as well, this could mean that if you have been worried about finances in terms of a relationship, and this is very specific, so this is not going to resonate with most people, okay? This might be that it's not so... I want to say that there's some sort of financial independence need here. Or if you've been feeling blocked from fun times or good times. Or what you've been wanting or something like that. Watch out for overspending on other people though. Is what I feel. One of the things. And I don't know if this is a specific thing. One thing I will say as well is that generosity will pay back to you. Like you're going to get it back threefold, okay? And that's not to say that we live in some fake energy where we're just doing nice things like to get something back in return. But that generosity actually might pay off for you a little bit. I've noticed myself, and this is true, like I've noticed myself, and I don't do it for this reason, but it's just like something I've kind of seen the cause and effect of. But one thing I will say is like whenever I donated actually on 2 channels recently or whatever because they had super things, and I was like, I'm going to throw that out there. And then it's like I received kind of like good things, and it sort of, and at one of the people I did it, and I was kind of low, like on my bank account. I was like, but I still want to say thank you and be nice to them, you know? And then it's like, and then suddenly I got like a lot of like, you know, increase in work or something like that, you know, right? So one thing I will say is that generosity may really help you in some way. Don't also block out other people's opinions. There might be some really good ideas from friends that you're not hearing in terms of your financial prospects. This could be about asking for more money. If your friends have told you you need to charge more, you need to do this more, you need to listen, okay? I feel like somehow it's like there's some advice coming that you are not listening to in regards to your finances. And I feel like, because we have other people here involved, okay? If you feel like somehow the world is too crowded for you to succeed, know that that is not the case. That eventually you can stand out and shine, okay? Look at that. The world twice. It's like you can be on top of the world, I feel here. Just make sure also that your financial spending is matching your goals in some way, or that it's kind of helping you and not hindering you. Okay, so we have, as well with the moon, changes in your life. I feel like a lot of you could be going through significant moon transits right now. Princess of Swords and the Queen of Swords. Wow, yeah, there's definitely a leveling up here going on in your thought process. And I think that's, you might be going through one of those like transits that's really maturing you in a lot of ways mentally, but also challenging your confidence in terms of your mind, if you feel like you're always impeded by negative thoughts and like you've kind of lost that spark of confidence, this is one thing that I think is changing. It's trying to change within you to kind of make you a more like confident person. Okay, we also have marriage in March. This is interesting. So we could talk about contracts. I don't know, March might be relevant to some people. These cards are technically not for divinational purposes. They're usually for like setting out the layout. So I often don't take them in the 6-month readings anymore for a long time because I'm like, that's not, it just feels like I'm throwing a month at someone and I don't know what it means. But marriage, well, this could talk about a contract or an agreement or something coming up, okay? So we could be having, maybe this is a partnership that's going to be reigniting in terms of like maybe a collaboration. Maybe for some of you, that's what you need to be looking at. Do you have like collaborative energy in your chart? One thing I will say that can be important is like when people have like, for instance, a 10th house ruler in the 7th. So like that would be like if someone has like a Taurus 10th house, right? And they've got Venus, the ruler of Taurus, in the 7th house. And of course I would use whole signs for this system. But like if you have that kind of combination, it could be any planet, but it just puts the energy of the 10th in the 7th, or vice versa, the 7th and the 10th. You know what I mean? Like I have an Aquarius as descendant, like, right? So if I had Saturn in like the 10th as an example, which I consider it to be the ruler of Aquarius because I use traditional rulers, but if I had that in the 10th, I have it in the 4th, so I tend to partner up with my family in work, and I have anyway, but the thing is that you might find that collaborative energy, or if somehow you have this sort of like 7th in the 1st or 1st in the 7th or something like that, there's some sort of thing going on here where I think maybe collaborative energy might be good for you in some way. And that might be one of the unexpected things, is that you're going to find somebody that sort of leads you somewhere or helps you in some way. I do really feel like there is a transformation coming and a lot more freedom, a feeling of freedom. And I think a lot of it comes from like sort of reignited passion. Don't give up on what you're trying to do. Keep fanning it, like keep pumping that bellow, towards it, because I think that you're going to see results here. And again, long-term efforts that are made. Marriage, of course, can talk about the commitment. And so again, this might be like keeping committed to your ideas and your goals, like kind of agreeing like with yourself to make this happen. It's sort of like, we're going to make this happen. We're shaking hands, like, I can't do that. Trying to shake my own hand, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like, and everyone watching, shake my hand and say, you're going to do that damn thing you want to do. You know what I mean? And be good to your word. Don't impede your actions. But I would say that a powerful move is ahead. You're going to have I feel like so many of you watching have a really big power move that you could make. It could be moving to another damn country. It could be, writing that book. It could be, making that project, or, whatever it is. You know what I mean? I feel like you guys have a power move, and it might even be a powerful tool. Like maybe some of you are amazing artists, or amazing, like or maybe you just have a really good creative idea. There's a power move, okay? And I feel like you guys just need to take it. Like, okay, that's what I want to say. And to keep yourself committed to it. The one thing about March being here is that might be an idea that started in March. Maybe this idea kind of came up in March, or again, maybe by next March, from the time that you watch this reading, you're going to see results here on this. Like, you know what I mean? Like the process would be complete, this transformation. So maybe it's something like you're encouraged to start now and keep going at, and then watch, as things kind of really develop over the next, from now it's like almost a year, from the time I'm recording this. But of course, keep that in mind that you might come at a different time. But I really do feel like you have new opportunities, and you have even more and more and more possibilities for yourself. So keep that in mind, guys. I really wish that this reading helped you. I hope that it really put you in touch with something within yourself. Hopefully kind of inspired you in some way, at least to take some action towards your goals. And I wish you all the best blessings in the world. I hope the best for you. I wish the best for you. And I hope to see you again on the channel. Subscribe if you want. I'd love to have you stick around if you haven't already. Leaving a comment's really helpful. Like I said, I think to group number 1 as well. Us YouTubers, like we thrive off of comments. Leaving a comment, even if it's just a smiley face, can mean the world to us, because it also, YouTube looks at that interaction, and you know, sometimes we get more seen that way, or more visible. So like any reader, not just myself, you know, spread the love. But anyway, oh, and if you want to buy a shirt, I have a spring store where I made a design. If you haven't seen that, it's in my community tab. And I think if you go to my profile, you can see it too, in case you want to buy anything with it. But it's like a spread the love kind of reminder that I thought would be a really fun design. So, and it was definitely an inspiration move. I was just feeling really inspired. But yeah, and if you want a reading, of course, that's on Etsy as of this video recording. But anyway, take care, guys, and I'll see you all in the next reading. Lots of love. Bye-bye. Hello, my friends. If you've chosen group number 3 with the Celestite, this is going to be your reading. So what's the unexpected for you? Well, let's find out. Now, I will tell you, for you guys, I actually took a break between group number 2 and number 3. Okay, so I took a little break for myself, and I felt like inspired to turn on my music to see what would come up, because I felt like you guys needed this. And I had 2 songs come up. One was Let It Go by Foliage, and the other one was Yeah Right by that one dude. What's his name? Joji. Okay. So we have the man holding a coin in reverse. Okay. One thing when I was listening to Yeah Right, I really felt here that somehow some of you have maybe had some sort of like person in your life that hasn't exactly been stable. I want to say that some of you might have some little bit of heartache, and there's a special message for those of you that are going through that. If you're not, disregard this message and we'll continue the reading, okay? You know, as planned. But I want to say a special thing, like that the lyrics here, it says like, it says, what do you know about love? What you know about life? What do you know about blood? Bitch, you ain't even my type. And that's one thing I want to tell you guys, is that like if someone hasn't been like giving you that stable energy, that sort of like commitment, or giving as much as you're giving them, and is kind of like selfish in nature, there's like an attitude that you need to adopt here, or that you're going to adopt towards this situation as well, where it's just kind of like embracing that, like, you ain't even my type, like, what am I worried about? Like, if you're not, it's almost like that realization that it's like, why am I bothering? You know, like, why do I even care about that? You know, even pick sides, you know, just like he says, I'm overthinking my pride. You know, and so for some of you, that's going to be your message. And Let It Go is like, that song in particular, the other song that kind of came up was like about wanting to know, like, did you ever want me like I wanted you? Like, did you ever want to give me what I wanted to give you? So those type of vibes are popping up for some reason for some of you. So maybe you're going through something in that direction. We have the Storyteller. Okay, so we're going to continue with the reading as planned. And then we have Secret Spring Success. We also have Heart. So again, this is interesting. I feel like a lot of you should be manifesting right now in terms of like writing down. I think lists and writing down is going to be something that's really important to you, because I see that quill in the book, of course, it reminds me a lot of journaling. I would really encourage you every day to get a notebook and do 3 things that you're thankful for and 3 things that you are wanting to bring into your life. Okay? And I want you to do it every day, because I feel like that is going to really lead you towards tangible results. Okay? So, and what I mean by that is gratitude always helps. I swear by gratitude lists. When I do gratitude lists, I just notice abundance coming back to me. It's like everything kind of comes back to me tenfold. So one thing I want to say to you is like, please do that. This group in particular, if you've been drawn to this group, take a notebook, like I said, a piece of paper, whatever you need. It could be your phone, you know what I mean? There's journal apps and stuff like that. I'm old school, so I like notebooks, but I'm like a notebook freak. Like if you saw how many journals and notebooks I have. Oh gosh. But yeah, and I look back over those old lists, and because I write them and I kind of forget about them. And it's like I'll go back over time and I'll be like, holy smokes. You know what I mean? And whenever I'm not doing that, I notice that my energy dips. But yeah, so there's one thing here too. And especially in relation to connection, if you have had a person in your life that has not really been stable for you or not providing you what you need in the physical realm, you know what I mean? Maybe it's the attention that you need or what your desires are. Understanding that you can manifest something better. If you felt like a connection also hasn't really worked out and you're kind of heartbroken or feeling down about it, please know that, you know, something better is on the way. Holy shit, sorry. I'm like, I'm a fidgeter and I just banged into my desk. Okay, so we have number 43 in reverse. So we're going to read that card a little bit here. But that's just kind of what I'm picking up initially. This card reverse reveals that you could be acting against your own best interests where money or health matters are concerned. You might be spending a bit too much or simply not being conscious enough about what's really important. If that's the case, become more aware of your choices and priorities and become more disciplined in your life. This card reverse could also be a warning of a self-absorbed or dismissive man who may be out for his own advancement, even at the cost of your own. Be conscious of critical or demeaning men around you and always remember that you alone determine who has the real power in your life. For some of you, maybe this isn't even a man. It could be somebody that is around you that sort of is a taker, or somebody who maybe doesn't see things in a positive light. For some of you, this may even be someone who always is kind of shit-talking your ideas, or, you know, kind of putting them down as an example too, sort of demeaning. Oh, and again, it may or may not be a man. But if you find that you have like a heart's desire and then someone's always kind of like putting it down, that's another thing that I want you to know, that you can write your own story. You know what I mean? Like, you make your future, you put your heart where you want it, and you will have success. You don't need to listen to people who are naysayers, okay? Oh yeah, look at that, the Queen of Staves. An inspirational character to me. Finding people in your life who are inspiring to you is important, I think, here. With the Four of Pentacles and the Queen of Staves, it's almost like, well, for some of you, you may actually be, especially for those of you that don't resonate with like the love situation, right? You're like, nah, that's not really me. And that's going to happen in a pick a card reading, because there's so many different, you know, energies coming into this reading that have different stories and different situations. This could be that you are somehow impeding your own story, that you are not taking the correct actions towards your goals, that maybe you're being a little bit timid or a little bit afraid or a little bit, you know, holding yourself back a bit. As I feel like you very much are able to tap into some sort of success, and it's all within your hands. Like, you have the quill, you have the power here in this. We have the heart here. Love, passion, beauty, emotion, deep connection, cherished possession. The heart represents passion in any form and is not always about romantic love. If the heart is near the castle, this would mean that you're passionate about career. Heart is gratitude, appreciation, and heartfelt thank yous. If you express the passion you have for your career goals, a successful path will open up. If you show appreciation and gratitude to your fellow colleagues and future employers, they in turn will reflect the same to you. There are positive and positive gains for you at this time. So again, we have something coming here where you felt like, and as well with the man with the coin in reverse, of course, this could mean that if you have been feeling like maybe there isn't enough, that there can be, especially in terms of like passion in your life. So I could see like sort of like a passion project becoming more successful as an example as well. But so this storyteller card, I want to look at that one. This talks about identity, positive self-definition, teaching others how to treat you through the stories that you tell about who you are. And it says, do you know the story you tell others about who you are? You are a unique being with unique talents and a story unique to you and your experience. In fact, your destiny can be found in the way that you weave together these threads of yourself in the world. If there's anything in your life you want to change, then it's time to adjust the story that you tell about yourself. Perhaps you're too self-deprecating or apologetic about how you shine, minimizing your power so others will accept you. Perhaps the way that you voice your expectations diminishes your ability to succeed, or you're too willing to tolerate a less than supportive environment. It's easy to be in denial when it comes to others and their behavior towards you. Understand, however, that you teach people how to treat you through how you talk about yourself. And that's actually so stinking true. You know, I've always been a self-deprecating person. And it's a bad habit I have, where it's like I don't want to like people to think like, you know, I don't know why I do it. You know, I think part of it's insecurity, and you know, there's a bunch of reasons why we do it. Anyway, and I'm not going to go into all the details, but I can tell you that confidence is usually greatly admired, you know, by other people. I was just having a discussion with Vlada from Astro Wheel of Fortune. We were just discussing about how confidence is so important because it can get you everywhere in terms of like, we were talking about ums and ahs because I too much and I don't mean to, but I was, you know, reflecting on the idea that like, yeah, sometimes when I say a lot, probably people could take it as I'm not sure of what I'm saying, you know, and for me, it's kind of a filler word. And sometimes I look at it like, oh, I'm trying to like make the person understand that I'm taking consideration and thought towards their question. You know what I mean? Like, I think that, like, I'm like, but that's probably not all how it often comes off. And anyway, we were talking about, like, how even, like, Donald Trump is an example. He's been a very despised man around the world, you know, regardless of politics. There are a lot of people who don't like him. There are a lot of people who do. And one thing that we can say for certain, whether he's right or wrong or whatever you think about him, he's been successful in a lot of ways. And it's almost like he could just say anything, but the confidence that he exudes is what benefits him in some way to kind of succeed, whether you like him or not. You know what I mean? And it was just, and she said actually it was a weird synchronicity because her friend had just spoken about the same thing to her, and literally using the Trump example. And I thought that was kind of a funny thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's like he could be so, like, I mean, regardless of whether you support him or not, he's a very obnoxious person. very, very forthright, very obnoxious, you know, kind of personality in it. But he wins because of it. It's like somehow, and you see that often actually. A lot of celebrities and famous people can be like that, quite obnoxious in a way. And it's like, but they just say what they want. And for people that are more timid and shy of that, it can be quite uncomfortable for them. You know, for me, asking for what I want is the worst. My husband actually told me the other day, he's like, Lisa, if you could just ask for what you wanted and take action towards them, you would be so much more successful. And I'd be like, well, you know, and he wasn't like a put down. He just is like, I wish you had more confidence because you hold yourself back so much because you don't have enough confidence. And he's right, you know. And so I feel like for a lot of you, that's something to really think about too. If you see yourself as not a powerful person, like, I'll never have this, I'll never be rich, or I'll never, never. My heart doesn't get what it wants. You know what I mean? If you have these sorts of thoughts in your head, this needs to go away. Okay, anyway, but the unexpected. This is sort of, sorry I turned it into sort of a little pep talk there. But let's see about the unexpected. But I feel like you have like so much success here with the Secret Spring. We have an emotionally secure and loving family is important to you. You should accept valid criticism. We have April as well. So April could somehow play into this, possibly, the month of April. Okay. Okay. So what's the unexpected here? Well, we have... I'm thinking here of what I want to say. We do have some sort of valid criticism coming in with the cup. So it might be that you need to listen to some sort of feedback that you're receiving from somebody. There might be some sort of feedback in regards to something you've been doing or wanting to do. Again, this may be... It may not... Sometimes as well, and it's interesting because it's like I don't gotta look nice. Like, even that song, let me go back to the Joji song, even if it's not in regards to love, as an example, it's kind of like I'm overthinking my pride. I don't gotta look nice, you know what I mean? But I don't gotta look nice. If you're overthinking your pride and it's stopping you, and you have issues with pride in terms of like who you are, what you have to offer the world, that's really something that needs to shift. One thing that I want you to also kind of think about here with the shield and the cup is like, we have that you need to defend yourself, right? So kind of standing up for yourself, writing your own story, as we talked about, having confidence, but knowing when as well to kind of balance that with criticism. And understanding that sometimes criticism isn't criticism. Sometimes it's advice. I've had people in my comments, you know, every once in a while, there will be a comment. Most of the time I take criticism pretty well. Like if someone says, oh man, your sound isn't doing good and stuff like that, then I'll like be like, oh, I don't get offended. But every once in a while it'd be like something that might irritate me or something like that. And I kind of like jump to the defense and be like, I don't like that. I'm really trying this, or blah, 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 you know, and I get kind of like defensive. And it isn't a good way to be. And actually that's one of the rules I made for when I made my channel, is that I couldn't take criticism personally, because otherwise I could just shrivel up and like disappear, you know, from doing it because of inconfidence. Because you're going to have that regardless on YouTube, especially. And then, you know, every once in a while it's like so funny, because you think that like, you know, doing spiritual like kind of work, you would get all these very like spiritual people, and most of them, yes, like I would say 99% of you are like very spiritually minded, very generous hearts, like very kind hearts. But every once in a while there's that bitch, you know, that comes in and is just kind of negative. But yeah, like sometimes it's like just accepting that as an example. So for those of you that are wanting some sort of success or to go for something and you're afraid of criticism, this might be about like that shift, and where it's like, you know, you can kind of let go of that worry as well. But also I feel like there might be some sort of advice coming through that doesn't necessarily fit your narrative, but it might be something to listen to because it's valid criticism. So again, sometimes we take things that aren't criticism as criticism. It's not meant to be criticism, but we take it that way because we're quite sensitive about the topic, right? Have you ever had someone say like, well, my husband, I'll do that all the time with him when I go out and try on clothes and he'll be like, well, I don't really like that outfit. Like, I don't think that dress looks good on you. It kind of looks weird there. And like, I don't know, you know what I mean? And then I'll get all offended and I'll be like, I should look beautiful in anything. But that's not realistic. You know what I mean? We all have different things that we look better in. And that's just facts. You know what I mean? And I know that's a silly little example, but sometimes it's like the valid criticism can really help us. Instead of getting defensive, we can actually start to think about it and think about, well, maybe this is right. Maybe there is something I need to defend in a different way. Not defend against the advice or the perceived criticism, but I should actually be, you know, defending myself for maybe my own deeds or my lack of deeds or my attitude, or, you know what I mean? So that's something that I think could come up in the near future. You might receive some sort of feedback that at first could feel like criticism, but then it's like, if you think about it, this might actually be some sort of secret to success. Okay? And it comes from kind heart is one thing I feel too. Like I somehow feel like the criticism that comes through is from a kind heart, from a good place. Okay? We also have romance, celebration, and parties. So again, I see like one of the unexpected things as well for you guys in the future is like more energy towards like romance as an example. Your romantic life could be picking up, or again, there could be romance at a party or going somewhere with a romantic partner. We also have waiting for news package or letter as well. So I do see like some sort of communication perhaps coming through. Let me see. What's up with this news package letter? Temperance. Wow, okay, so there's some sort there might be disruptions in the mailing system, so be careful of that, okay? You might have a package get lost or kind of get delayed as well. One thing I want to say for you guys, is if you're waiting for some sort of response, please don't wait for it. Pursue it yourself as well. Okay, so like if you're waiting to hear back from a job like opportunity, start bombarding them. Don't just wait for them to get back to you, okay? You might need to kind of like, because it's almost like for some of you, you need to take that risk, because if you're just going to keep waiting, it may never come through. And that's going to be specific. You'll know if that message is for you or not, okay? Because you would have applied for a job or something like that. So, okay. For others of you as well, though, I do see some sort of like really perhaps good opportunity coming at a very unexpected moment. It's almost like a breakthrough here that leads towards good results and takes you out of like maybe something that fell apart as well. Like it's going to kind of fall through. Like it's going to go through in a good way, like maybe improve. Maybe something that felt very busted, very broken, that you might see some sort of improvement. With the nest, we have an emotionally secure, loving family is important to you as well. So there could be family time on the horizon as well. And there could be improvements around the home life. We also have barrel. You feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. Again, when we feel like something's lacking or we're not really getting what we want out of life, how can you really change yourself? I think that, again, there's some sort of feedback that you could get, and you really need to kind of employ that feedback into your life, because it really, and again, it may sometimes sound like a criticism, like I said, when someone gives you feedback, if you feel like it's not. But somehow I feel like some of you really just need to rewrite that story that you're talking about yourself. Like, oh, I can't, or I'm not this, I'm not that enough, I'm not blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, let's see. I want to read really quickly. Let me just grab the book. I want to read that Secret Spring card. Let me read it. Number 34. So it says here, success is flowing into your life. Vitality and a glowing, youthful renewal of your body are occurring. Now is the time to take action in support of your dreams. There's no need to struggle. The universe has your back. Wow. So yeah, again, we have success coming in. But again, I would really pay attention to that criticism that you might, or the perceived, like I said, criticism, just to make sure that you are, and not get too defensive. Get defensive in the right way. You know what I mean? Because I feel like in some way you guys have been holding yourself back, but you're like not meant to do so. But yeah, that is what I'm seeing for those of you that chose this group. Hopefully messages came through that, resonate for you guys. Like I said, maybe not every message will always be for you specifically, but hopefully we got a good range there of different messages coming through. If you like the reading, of course, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Commenting is always so helpful for YouTubers. Not just me, but if you can comment on anyone's video, it always helps them. So spread the love that way if you can. If you want to buy something from my spring store, I do have a cute design that's meant to spread the love, so you can go check that out through my About Me profile. If you're on the computer, I think the shop shows up under the video. If you want a personal reading like astrology or tarot, you're welcome to purchase those on my Etsy as of this reading. And I'm posting, always double check in the future. If you come across this in 2 years, who knows what will be happening. So maybe that link won't be valid anymore. I don't know. We'll see. You never know what life throws at you. But yeah, otherwise, take care, guys. And I will see you all in the next reading. Be blessed. Bye. Hello, my friends. If you chose group number 4 here with the Stendrick Opal, this is going to be your reading. So let us find out, what is the unexpected? Maybe what you're not seeing and what's to come. So we have Smoke and Mirrors with number 42. We have got the Castle card, number 32. Huh. We have number 25, Moonlight Enchantment, Magic. And we've got Healer of the Ages in the reverse, as well as the Temple Path in the upright. So number 51 and 12. So those are the numbers just in case they resonate. I know some people really like to look at the numbers. Wow. So we have Smoke and Mirrors is a very interesting card because this tells us that something is not as it seems. Something is not as it seems. Because Smoke and Mirrors is kind of like the energy of, well, we know what that means. In English, we say smoke and mirrors. It's like kind of like an illusion of some kind. Something's an illusion. What is illusionary? Huh. We got Fortune, Three of Cups in reverse, and the Ten of Pentacles. Huh. We have perhaps friendships here with the Three of Cups in reverse. Let me see here. Oops. Oops. Oh my God. Okay, here we go. Be open to new experiences. The very thing that challenges you can be transformed into your greatest strength. Interesting. I do feel like there's a change in fortune coming your way. Is one of the unexpected things that I see. You need to be open to it, okay? One thing is that somehow you may not be connecting to the right people, or you're somehow not tuning into the connections that you do have in the correct way. Watch out who you're associating with. If you find that your associations are more downgrader energy, where it's like not very expansive, this might be something to kind of tune out of. You may kind of be manipulated in some way by situations around you. I want to say that if you felt very unsupported as well, maybe in friendship, like maybe you don't have a lot of friends or you don't have like a good support network, you feel, I want to say that's changing, or watch out how you're viewing it as well. We have the Moonlight Enchantment card. I want to look at that card. This is a newer deck. Thank you, Steven. He bought this for me for my birthday. The Moonlight Enchantment card talks about believing in magic. You are being given powerful mystical messages from Spirit. Take time to listen. Allow the luminescent, receptive energy of the moon to activate your creativity. You receive mystical messages and you are a spiritual messenger for others. That's very interesting. For those of you that work in spirituality, you might be on a spiritual path. One thing I will say for some of you, and I know this may be specific, if you felt like you got into pick a cards because of a relationship, there are many people who did that. And it actually kind of opened up a whole new spiritual side for them, just having that crush or that relationship or that situation. I've seen it over and over again. For those of you that were specifically kind of drawn into it and it all ended up feeling kind of like bullshit, maybe you thought you got duped, you're kind of like, well, they don't even like me, or it didn't even work out, and like, all the pick a cards said this, and like, why did I even get into this? And you know what I mean? I've seen it a lot, actually. Or if you felt like that at any moment in your life, know that this was to sort of tune you into spirituality, okay? To get you on the path. It was like Spirit kind of like, reeling you in with like a, like fishing you. Okay? It might have been something like that, okay? So there's that specific message. That may be one of the unexpected things. Coming forward in some ways, some sort of recognition of that and understanding. We also have the Castle card, which can talk about great success, actually, and abundance. So this can talk about really good career success coming your way as well. The Healer of the Ages in reverse. This is number 51, like I said. And it can say that You've been feeling extremely out of sorts or even upside down in your own life. You may be in the midst of some physical problem or just feeling as though you're losing energy. But this card is telling you that there are deeper levels of healing that need to be addressed. Take some time to regroup and put your own healing first. Whether you're facing mental, emotional, physical, or even addictive patterns, call upon the healer of the ages to bring his energy to the issues you are working on. Quiet your mind and feel his vibration, bringing you warmth and healing light, clearing away any dark or hurting space. Repeat this meditation and be patient. Wow. So yeah, this is definitely some sort of improvement happening in your life that's unexpected. So I think that like where you've been feeling kind of downtrodden, maybe it's your physical health or maybe it's all part of your spiritual evolution though. We have receiving this card, the Temple Path. It represents your own spiritual evolution. The winding path you are on leads to a blessed temple and a lovely garden, symbolizing the spiritual destiny your soul has had in mind for this lifetime. This card of Bright is here to tell you that what you're going through now is all part of your soul's process. You are on your karmic path and heading in the right direction, and the choices you make now are important for your personal growth and life lessons. The lights around the temple represent the spirit world, your family members and friends, angels and guides, all the loving spirit helpers who long to assist you. Call upon them and be open to their wisdom and inspiration. Wow. Following your higher intentions will help you move forward your life in dramatic ways and connecting with spirit and your higher self. Again, I feel like somehow you've been led on a path. And you know this path. One thing I just really want to say is just ignore the naysayers if you have them. If you know you're meant for something, don't listen to people kind of telling you no. Because I feel like there are some distractions as well. Or if you're getting caught up in smoke and mirrors in terms of like things that distract you from your path and you know that they do. Not giving it attention in some way. What is the unexpected? Yeah, wow. Yeah, we definitely have some good things coming forth here. I see religious, spiritual attainment. I see knowledge coming in here. I also see, it's so interesting that we had the Three of Cups in reverse. Now we have these three women in the card. I feel like somehow a new supportive group of energy is coming in. And everything happens in triplicity or in triple. Like, maybe you'll have like, if you've had like three kind of bad things happen recently, you're going to have three good things is one thing I'm feeling too. I do feel like a new project is really set to be wonderful. You may even find that you're teaching something traditional or you are doing something very traditional in some way. Let me see, what is coming up? Yeah, you have success ahead of you is what you have. Know that what you're going through now, it's temporary. We have September, which hold on. Okay. Whatever you're kind of going through now is temporary. It's all smoke and mirrors and distractions. If you felt like maybe people around you somehow are distracting you, it might be that there's a lot of influences there. I feel like there are supportive people coming into your life soon that you really should look for. Act with love and passion. Try not to allow yourself to fall into the more negative aspect of passion where it's hate and kind of like, maybe like, make sure that you're putting things into you that fuel your fire in a good way, you know, that make you more positive. As an example, rather. We also have a stubborn person here and someone who's unreliable and insincere. I really do feel like some of you have like somebody to watch out for in your life. Uh-oh. Sorry. Interesting. We have the Queen of Pentacles, the Prince of Cups, and the Beginnings card, the Fool, essentially. So here, it feels like there could be someone that's practical in your life, maybe who feels like they have more experience or somehow comes off that way. Watch out for that, because I really feel like listening to someone younger rather than older right now might be beneficial for you in some way. I know that sounds weird, but look for the people that show you their heart in a very vulnerable and sensitive way. Look to the people who are really encouraging toward you rather than discouraging. With the beginnings card, like Tara, it's like I really do feel like there's some sort of new endeavor or new energy that's going to be coming in. One thing I will say too is that you're always your own best hero in your life. Like, you know, relying on someone else isn't something that one should do. The other thing too is I do feel improvement in September in whatever is kind of going on here. Now, this is a timeless, so September from where we're at now, it's 3 months away. So I would say in the next 3 months you could expect a change if you're watching it like later on. You have that kind of energy of change in the next 3 months. But I do feel like if you felt like you've been a bit obscured in some way or not seen, I really do feel like that's going to be changing as well. Let me see here. Number 32. So the Castle. I want to talk a little bit about that card. So the Castle is a beautiful card because it's a very positive card. It's a career card. So good fortune, promotion, good reputation, power and success, high regard, climbing the steps to success, large building, public places. And it says here, negatives are, don't forget your peers in your succession, loneliness and isolation. So the castle is this card of success. It represents the many small steps taken to reach the castle top. It's a great sign of strength and independence, and it shows that strong and influential people are around you. Success is coming. You have a wonderful reputation in your chosen field. You can rise to lofty positions. However, take it slowly. Don't forget your humble beginnings, as it can get lonely at the top. That's so interesting. That's why I always think of like Capricorn and Saturn kind of being related to the 10th house, that sometimes it's like a lot of duty and responsibility to get there. And I wonder if some of you might be having 10th house Saturn transit soon or right now, or not all of you, but maybe it's aspecting some sort of 10th house planet as well. Oh, I actually have that right now. I have a square to my Mars from Saturn. It's felt mostly like kind of tiring. You know, like a lot of responsibility and a lot of extra effort, you know, but it's, you know, it's all livable. It's all livable. I feel like a lot of you really are on a spiritual pathway. Just don't let yourself get distracted by the shit that doesn't matter, people that don't matter, opinions that don't matter, okay? I really feel like you have some sort of a success right in front of you that is really coming, and it's going to hit you like bam, in the face. It really is. And I do feel like somehow, I do feel like this like knowledge, it feels like there, okay, sorry. Uh-huh. Oh my gosh, yeah. Getting back to the love of why you're doing something as well. When we get to the top, sometimes it's like, we start looking to a bunch of other people instead of the original reason why we were doing it. Or we get influenced by other people the more we let them in on it. And they'll have their own opinions. It doesn't make it invalid. It doesn't make their opinions invalid. But it's always good to kind of tune into why you're doing something. So, like, say, for instance, you're taking in a lot of, like, let me just give you an example. So say you're like a teacher and you start off, you know, your year and you're feeling like full of like inspiration. I'm going to change these kids' lives. I just speak from experience. Okay. I speak from experience. And it's like, you know, you're really excited. You don't even care if you have to spend your own money. You're just like, yes, the love of the children. I'm going to do this. And then you start to like get through the year, and then other teachers are kind of like, this place sucks. This place blows, blah, 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 blah. And it's just negative, 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 negative. You know, it's just like constant. And then it starts to seep in, and then you start to see the world that way. I feel like tuning in to the original reason why you started something is really important for some of you. Really remembering that. Also, not letting past pain or obstacles dictate your future success. This is definitely the one where you don't want to get caught up in smoke and mirrors in terms of like not understanding your full potential. Perhaps looking at old situations or and thinking that's how it always will be. Not defining yourself by the past in some way. But and also looking at past successes. You know, I was talking to somebody recently in a personal reading, and it's like I've done this with my husband a lot. He'll say something negative to me because, gosh, when you're married for like 19 years, or you've been together living with someone for 19 years, you're going to have times where they say something shitty to you. And you'll say something shitty to them, and, you know, that's life. But sometimes I'm known to learn to hold on to the shitty things. And then, and like, he could say 10 nice things, and I will literally hold on to the 2 mean things he said. And take that as a definition of who he is and what he thinks about me. And then it'll be like, even he said something 2 years ago, and I'm like, well, you said that so. And he's like, but I've told you you're like, you know, not, you know, a million other times. And sitting there holding on to the negative thing, you know. And I feel like somehow there's some things around you that you're like focusing on that are bullshit. It's just like, it's not helping you. It's not doing you well. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like in my relationship, if I'm going to hold on to those negative things he said, because again, we all will say something negative. No one is clean in that way. You know, and instead of ignoring like every other amazing thing he said about me, again, what is going to happen? Smoke and mirrors. I'm going to be focusing on bullshit that isn't real. It's not an accurate picture of what's in the mirror, right? So, and this can be applied really to anything in your life, you know, where you can like, maybe you're taking past experiences and thinking, well, I failed that time, so I'm definitely going to fail again. Or, you know what I mean? I feel like there's good opportunities. Some of you might be getting into university soon, or starting some sort of new study or enlightenment period in your life where you're really learning and growing as well. That's one thing I feel. And it's part of your spiritual pathway, and it can lead to great success. So if some of you are trying to get into like university, or you're thinking about starting up some sort of practice or study, do it, because it can lead to great success. That's what I feel, okay? I do feel like success is upon you, though, really, and that's kind of what's unexpected, is that, but I feel like, I still don't, let's get some sort of predictive power in here. Anything good coming up in group number 4's life, because I feel like this turned into a pep talk, and I didn't mean for it to do that. I'm sorry. We have great good fortune. We've got happiness. So we do have happy things ahead, something fortunate, something lucky. And we have slowly but surely getting ahead. And yeah. So it does feel like things could be moving a little bit slowly. Like some of these results that you're seeing it might be kind of a journey or a pathway rather than like instant success, but I do think that you will see tangible results quite soon, okay? That will bring great happiness. So this could be something being very successful for you. And it's just part of the step of a long journey as well. Remember that with the tortoise, it's just a long journey with many successes along the way. So, yep, that is what I am seeing. I might take... Where the heck's my deck? Well, I misplaced it, I suppose. That's really weird, though. Oh, no, here it is. Let's see. Anyway, something good coming for group number 4. Something good. Something beautiful. What's coming? Ooh, bells. So we have number 7, bells. Announcements, good news, speak loudly to be heard in weddings. So excitement and joy. What a wonderful card. Think of the olden days when the town crier used the bell to announce the news. This card announces the coming of news to large amounts of people. This could be seen in today's times as in either a mass email, text, message, or even a Facebook post, something that goes out to many all at once. And this can bring excitement. So it says you're likely to see a promotion come your way, and you are delighted and happy to announce this. There are great celebrations to be had on, and then here it says relationships, excitement, lots of fun, a relationship with good things around you. And again, this can be the support of a large crowd of people or both parties. Pay attention that one person is not speaking over others and that all parties are heard equally at this time. That's funny, going back to giving equality to what people say. They said one negative thing as an example, or 2 negative things, is this something you're defining yourself by now, even though you've heard many other good things? Just keep it in mind, okay? So, because I don't want you to miss like a good opportunity because you're focusing on something negative, right? I would say that good things are ahead of you guys, okay? And again, if you felt like you're kind of hurt or the path that you've been on has been hurtful, know that this is all for your spiritual evolution. Try not to take it as something that was negatively eluding you or trying to take you down the wrong pathway or something like that. It's all part of the path, even if you fall for these little illusions or distractions or, you know, as you're on the path. Okay, that is what I've got to say. Next full moon, do some rituals, okay? Because I think the next full moon from the time you watch this video will be quite powerful for you. So it'd be a good time to journal, write down your desires, let go of things that you don't want, and so on and so forth, okay? Anyway, lots of love to you guys. Take care, and I will see you all in the next reading. Please leave a comment down below. I would love that. It helps the channel, but I encourage you to leave comments on all YouTubers' channels that you watch because it just helps us. It helps us to get seen and recognized more a little bit. So even if it's just a smiley face, it always means a lot, you know, in terms of like whether we get seen or not. And if you want to buy one of I have like stuff now that I have on Teespring, or it's Spring now it's called. But I do have that on Spring. Let me see. Yeah, look at this. I made this design because I was feeling like super inspired. And it's a reminder you are loved shirt. So reminding other people around you that, you know, giving them a positive reminder as they go about their day. And it comes like in all kinds of things. It comes in like cups and hoodies and all this different things. Anyway, thank you, Stephen. He was the first one who purchased something off of there. That was really exciting. I was like, ah! But no, anyway, it's really fun to spread the love, and it was a design that was inspired. And anyway, if you want a reading with me, of course, that's always possible on Etsy, astrology readings or tarot readings. So I've been quite busy with astrology lately, so I will admit that my schedule is pretty tight on that. Pretty tight. Because I think I sold more astrology readings in the past month than tarot readings. To be honest, actually, weirdly enough. But I've been studying astrology for 17 years now, so I love being able to share it with other people, the things I've learned. And hopefully I'll make more astrology content in the future. But I've just been so busy. Anyway, but lots of love to you guys. If you're still listening, you know, I can't believe it. Why are you listening to me still? Anyway, lots of love to you guys. Take care. See you next time.